Hi, and welcome to my walk in what I will refer to as the West Brighton area of Coney Island. We are heading north, crossing Neptune Avenue by West 6th Street. The elevated train line you see to the left is the F train. We are approaching Warbasse. The gray building you see in the right of the frame is Building 5. And as they pan out, we're seeing buildings 4, 3, and 2. I don't think we can see building 1 from this angle. Again, buildings 5, 4, and 3 we see. This is one of the massive parking lots for the people who live here. Now, it's worth mentioning, when I said we were crossing Neptune Avenue, it's present-day Neptune Avenue. Way back before these buildings were built, oh, by the way, that's the power plant for Warbasse in the center of the frame. Back before the Warbasse and everything was built, I don't know how many decades ago we're talking about, this is actually the original Neptune Avenue I'm walking on now, which is now Warbasse Walk or Sidney Jonas Walk. Okay, I'm panning to the south, and off in the distance in the middle of the frame is Building 5 of Trump, and then you have buildings 4 and 3, and between this building 5 and 4 is PS 100 in the distance. We'll be walking by it a little bit later. Okay, again, that's buildings 4 and 3. This is building 5 of Warbasse. Walking by. Due to the brickwork, they have the scaffolding up to protect people. The brickwork is currently being repaired. Hopefully by next summer, all the scaffolding you see around the buildings will no longer be needed. Again, in the middle of the frame, that's building 4 and 3 of Trump. I don't think we can see building 1 yet. And this is the middle of between buildings 5 and 4 of Warbasse. In the back is IS 303 and the actually new power plant for, not the power plant, but a power transformer switching station in these 5 and 4. So you'll see that between all the buildings. It's was needed for post Superstorm Sandy. All the transformer switching for each building was actually half a floor below ground level, and Sandy just flooded and shorted everything out. We were out of power for a couple of weeks. Okay. The building in the center, again, is Trump Building 5. That's the Warbasse Shopping Center, and right now Building 4 and 3. Again, we're facing south. Hard to tell in this frame, but you see the black boxes on top of the shopping center. That's also the new post-Sandy power switching transformers for the shopping center. Okay, we're still walking on Warbasse Walk. We're doing a little work on the underground. We are approaching West 5th Street. That's building 3 across West 5th Street. And in the left of the frame is actually building 1 of Trump coming in now. You'll actually talk about it a little bit later, but it's actually not even called Trump Village anymore. Yeah. Again, buildings 4 and 3 of Trump. crossing West Fifth Street now. Coming into the frame in a moment is actually an old fire alarm box. I do not believe it's active anymore, but you'll notice it's right in the middle of just grassy field. It's a holdout from when before these developments were built. Actually, a lot of small. There we are. These were a lot of small little blocks and everything. And again, in the distance is buildings 3 and 4 of Trump. I believe West 2nd and West 3rd Street, with West 2nd, of course, being to the left, went all the way down to West Brighton Beach Avenue and Seabreeze Avenue. We're looking north. This is between this building 3 and 2. I think I got that right. And again, playground and the power plants, the power transformer switching, because the main power plant is over by the train. And Warbasse Walk actually is kind of angled to meet back at Ocean Parkway and where the present-day Neptune Avenue is. Again, scaffolding because they were working on the buildings. Okay. Pretty soon we'll be seeing Building 1. Okay, that's Building 1 of Trump that is in the frame right now. And in the middle, in the distance, is Building 2 of Trump. And should be panning. Okay, that's between buildings 1 and 2 of Warbasse, and in the distance is the Lincoln High School, which is across the street from West Avenue, which is between us and Warbasse. Here, there is only one power switching station. That's just for Building 1 of Warbasse. And this is, needless to say, Neptune Avenue. This was recorded on the first day of spring in 2015, and last night we had a snowstorm that dumped about 3 inches of snow. Of course, I'm doing something that's technically illegal, jaywalking. I'm crossing Neptune Avenue. And again, I'm approaching Building 1 of Trump, which is actually, see, Buildings 1 and 2 of Trump, out of the 7 buildings, were owned by the Trump family, and they were considered rental buildings. Buildings 3 through 7 were Mitchell-Lama co-op buildings. Just a little cheaper. We actually own the apartments and have shares in the corporation. Buildings 1 and 2 were just totally rentals, and when Fred Trump died, his family sold it off, and the present owner actually, I believe, named it, we'll see in a minute, named it Seacoast Towers, but you can still see where it says Trump Village on the building. This is Ocean Parkway in front of us. I believe I'm going to pan north of Ocean Parkway. It's there's a service road to Ocean Parkway. This is Neptune Avenue and Ocean Parkway. A couple of new high-rise buildings, well, semi-rise buildings, not like the 23 stories, but new condo towers. Okay, now I'm walking by the service road of Ocean Parkway. I'm heading south. You see the apartments for rent sign. And I believe you should see where it says Seacoast Towers in a minute. Okay, and you see actually over one of the entranceways, it still says to the left of the frame, Trump Village. Between buildings 1 and 2 of Trump is a church, and when I walk by, you'll see the name of the church and everything. Now, around all the Trump Village buildings are massive parking lots for the needs of the residents of Trump Village. Yeah, you see the sign says Trump Village Apartments. This is a parking lot for the church. Now, like I said, we're walking south on Ocean Parkway. We're crossing Ocean View Avenue, which will be over my left shoulder, running parallel, perpendicular to Ocean Parkway. I believe this is the Church of the Guardian Angel. Okay, Guardian Angel Church. Okay. 2 different references I'm looking at. Okay, that is building 2 of the high-rise buildings, building 2 of Trump. And in the center of the frame is Jim Thorpe Public School 370. And this is just an open field that's part of the church. And distance, that's actually Brightwater Towers behind what is Jim Thorpe and what I will also be talking about in a moment, PS 100. Actually, correction, it's actually building 5. I don't know why. Thought that was Brightwater. It's building 5 Trump. Sorry. Just to give you an idea how tall these buildings are. I didn't pan up high enough. Just a walkway into the parking lot. Again, that's Jim Thorpe, PS 370. And you can see one of the playgrounds for Building 2 of Trump. Of course, I call it Building 2 of Trump, but it's actually Seacoast Towers, whatever they call it. So again, not part of Mitchell Lama Co-op program. It is private rental apartments. Again, a lot of people didn't bother doing anything with the snow. The weather was warm enough. You could see the water was all melting. Okay, to the left of Jim Thorpe Public School, from this location is actually another remnant of actually what used to be West First Street. Currently, West First Street only runs from Seabreeze Avenue up to West Brighton Avenue. But before these 23-story apartment buildings were built, this was actually, I believe, West First Street I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm walking in the parking lot. I'll be making a left turn between Jim Thorpe and PS 100, which is the about 4 or 5 story building on the left hand side that you see right now. That the tall smokestack is part of PS 100. You know, they used to burn coal for heat and hot water, and I remember years ago when going to PS 100, you know, seeing these large coal trucks with the coal being dumped into the dumpster for heating and everything. It's been, I don't know how long they converted to other use. They don't burn coal anymore. Okay, this walkway is actually West 2nd Street. I'm looking south on West 2nd Street right now. Again, PS 100 is to the right of the frame. Jim Thorpe is to the left. And the street running perpendicular to West 2nd Street is West 2nd Place. I was trying to get a picture of the sign, but just didn't come out. That's West 2nd Place. That's PS 100. Just walking in the middle of the street to give you a feel of looking south on West 2nd Street, going all the way down to past West Brighton Avenue to Seabreeze Avenue, and of course it ends at Seabreeze Park. What I call Seabreeze Park. Okay, I'm looking north now on West 2nd Street, and I'm looking south on West 2nd Street. Of course, looking north on West 2nd Street, it just dead ends where the parking lot begins. But at one point, it went all the way past to the left, or should I say, to the west side of Trump Building 3. Now, I remember, this being a full athletic field. Right now, this is part of what they are calling currently the Century Playground. Currently locked. Can't really see too much in there. They have benches. They have a running track. Some other things. Just can't see anything too much about it. Okay, now that is Brightwater. Those 2 gray buildings in the middle of the frame right now. That's Brightwater. And the train trestle running from left to right in the frame, that's part of the what is the Brighton line between Ocean Parkway and West 8th Street. I'm walking south on West 2nd Street to what they call now the Century Playground. I remember growing up on Century Playground, we used to have camp in this playground, and I even remember there used to be a little tower you climb up to, like a little, like it's something like I don't know. It was just a tower, just something to do. You can actually see signs. It's called Century Playground. I think growing up, I used to call it the new playground with my family and friends and everything. I used to go here. On the right hand side, you'll see the walruses. This is a little water splash thing. In the middle of it, that's where the tower used to be. You climbed like 10 feet up off the ground, and you used to smell from urine all the time. So it was something nice, but I can understand they get away with it. People would just go into the bathroom up there. I don't know. They totally revamped this park from when I grew up, from when I used to play in it. Again, this is called the Century Playground. PS 100, 100 equals 100 years, 1 century. That's how it got its name. In front of us that's building 2 of Trump. And again, that's Ocean Parkway to the right of the train trestle. And between that used to be a movie theater before Trump Village was built. I believe this area was referred to as the Gut from West 5th Street to Ocean Parkway. This is a little compass denoting north, south, east, and west. Part of the Century Playground. And again, the parking lot between building 2 of Trump and the train trestle used to be a movie theater. I'm just heading out of the park now, just looking at the equipment. Again, in the summer, those walruses are just like spraying water for the kids to play in. Building over to the right is just for bathrooms. Again, street in front of us is West 2nd Street. I'm crossing West 2nd Street to the PS 100 side of the playground. Just, when you cross the street, you look left and right, so that's what I'm doing. You see, I remember the playground was pretty bare when I went to PS 100. Now you'll see a lot of things have been added. What you see in front, that start 1 and 2, I just don't get. I guess it's like a little running track, whatever. Here's a little map of New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. There's a figure of a turtle with numbers on it, some kind of game or something, I don't know. Usual foam rubber combination of sled and climbing tower and everything. Oh, this is what I used to remember playing as a kid. Skelly used to take bottle caps, melt plastic in it, and then you have to go between the boxes of 1 through 13. And whoever made it to 13 first won. You had to kind of like take your pointing finger and kind of like push it into the Skelly coin, whatever. It was an interesting game. I guess I don't know who plays it still anymore. Again, that's a like running track, for lack of a better word. 1 and 2, start and finish. I don't know. Again, it's Brightwater Towers. They are private. Now, most of the buildings you'll see, except for Warbasse and buildings 1 and 2 of Trump, are now all privately. They exited the Mitchell-Lama program. Approaching West 3rd Street. Now, 1 Street, before, next street over between West 3rd and West 5th is West 5th Street. I don't know what happened to West 4th Street. I guess the West 4th Street, wherever it was, is just totally gone now. I'm going to be walking north on West 3rd Street, right back to West 2nd Place, and walk through the parking lot. Okay, in the middle of the frame was West Brighton Little League on the other side of the train trestle. That hasn't been there for years. Again, I'm walking the street north on West 3rd Street. To the right is PS 100. In front of us is Building 4 of Trump. To my left is Building 5. And off in the distance on the left is Warbasse, one of the buildings. probably building 3 of Warbasse or building 4. I'm not too sure. Quintus, they made PS100 a magnet school. PS100 magnet school for media arts and communication. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Actually, that's building 4 and 5 of Warbasse off in the distance. And right in front of the photo, that's building 4 of Trump. I'm going by the original names. You'll see in a minute that they actually changed the names. I'm going by the names I grew up. Again, this is I'm walking up West 3rd Street, and cross street in front of me is West 2nd Place. A little plot of land now. I'm just looking back and everything. That's building 5 of Trump. On the other side of the fence is evidently a area set aside for people with dogs. They could have the dogs run free, and there's a little dog water fountain, and it's pretty nice to do. That's PS100, needless to say. To the right, in the distance, behind building 2 of Trump, that's Jim Thorpe. And we're back at West 2nd Street, and I'm gonna enter back into the parking lot. Again, that's building 3 of Trump. It's right in front of us, and I'm gonna be making a turn, going to building 4. Walk that path back to Neptune Avenue. Off in the distance, across the street of Neptune Avenue, is one of the Warbasse buildings. I believe that's building 3, probably. Built some tall bushes for privacy for the playground. That's again building 3. Across from the playground, and building 4 will be over my left shoulder at this point. It used to be kids could come and play in all the playgrounds here. They were open, but now they restricted access, so you can see where it says "Welcome to Trump Village Estates." They don't even mention what the building numbers are anymore. Again, I believe at one point this would be West 3rd Street. I'd be walking north to Neptune Avenue. But again, with the building of the high-rise buildings, they just did away with all the streets. West 3rd Street ended by West 2nd Street, West 2nd Place. Yeah, I believe that's building 2 of Warbasse in the center frame right now. Building 3 is coming in and out, and you probably should see building 1 in a moment. of Warbasse. Again, walking north on with building 4 of Trump to my left, and off in the distance in the middle to the left of the frame is building 3 of Warbasse. In the center, kind of towards the right, is building 2, and every so often is building 1 popping into the frame. Yeah, it's building 1 right now. And building 3 across the street, building 4 and 5 behind the postal truck. Again, this is now coming into the frame on the left is building 6 of Trump. And in the distance, in the middle of the frame right now, the smaller building is actually Luna Park. I do not know the building numbers in Luna Park. Okay, it's looking in the middle of the frame, that's building 6 of Trump, and slightly behind it in the distance is building 7. And the shorter buildings that are a little distant are Luna Park. And approaching West 5th Street, walking west on the south side of Neptune Avenue. Just looking at the busy traffic and on Neptune Avenue, and that's the Warbasse Shopping Center across the street. Center frame, that's building 5 of Warbasse, with building 4 just coming in and out of frame on the right hand side. Crossing West 5th Street, going west on Neptune Avenue. Again, the buildings in the distance are Luna Park. Making a right turn to go north on the west side of West 5th Street. I'm crossing Neptune Avenue. Center of the frame is building 3 and 2. To the left of the frame should be coming in building 4. And approaching Warbasse Walk, just about where I started from. This is walking along West 5th Street, the west side of West 5th Street, walking north, approaching Warbasse Walk. I have about less than a minute of video left to go. And that's building 3 of Warbasse on the right hand side, building 4 on the left hand side, and that is Warbasse Walk coming in, which is the original Neptune Avenue before they relocated it. Again, you can see the construction fences, building, the gray building, building 5 of Warbasse coming in to view. And on the left hand side of the frame is again Luna Park. Thank you for taking the trip with me.